Now your host, Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, everybody. Oh, my goodness. That intro, the beginning, really cracks me up because we have technical difficulties. We've had it for a couple of weeks in a row. But we're just going to roll with it. This is Blair, the Love Guru. I'm also an intuitive heart healer, and I wanted to welcome you to Love Life Heart Confessions. Man, I missed you guys. I was not able to do the show last week. I was very, very busy. Things have really picked up here. And it was a little bit too much to do all in 1 week, so I had to postpone the show. Last week I was teaching at, I gave a talk at the JCC in New Jersey, and it was a pretty big event. We had a really good turnout, and it was wonderful. Men and women were there, and I taught some really good material, and I got great feedback, and it was just really, really wonderful. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Let's see, today we have a really wonderful guest, really interesting, and I'm excited that he was into sharing his story. Today's show is called Crossdressing. I'm sorry, what did I title this? A cross-dressing straight guy is single, and a single straight guy, oh my goodness, what was it? I don't know, cross-dressing straight guy can't find a date. It was something like that. I don't know. I think I had like a fancier title that I was sending out on Facebook, but I can't remember what I was calling it at that time. But yeah, basically we have a guy who's coming on. He's in his early 30s. He's been cross-dressing for many years now, and he's single, he's straight, and he can't find a date. So we're going to hear his story. You know, like everybody has some issues in finding love, so we're going to hear what his story is. But before we go to him, I did want to let you know what was in store. Next week, I'm doing a show, which I had a bump from like the last week, whatever. But it's called Single, Lonely, and Hating It. And several weeks ago, we had a guest on. His name was Mickey, and he was sharing his story of being single, lonely, and hating it. And I wanted to dedicate an hour to talking about being single, lonely, and hating it. Give you some tips and to take your calls. I haven't been able to take your calls over the last couple of weeks because I've been interviewing different guests. We haven't had time. But next week is dedicated to you, my single friends, and you could call in and get guidance about your own love life because I am an intuitive heart healer, which basically means that I have the gift to open and heal your heart. Within a few minutes of me talking to somebody, anybody, and hearing about their love life, I know what is blocking them from finding love. It comes to me. It's a special gift. It's an intuitive gift, which I'm very happy to have and to have realized it because it's been a journey for me, realizing or being aware of what my gifts are. And also, you know, if one of you guys maybe doesn't have anything blocking you from love and you're just not even sure how to attract it, then you can call in and I'll give you some tips on how to attract love to you. So, okay, I want to tell you something else here. Just a couple of days ago, my new magazine, Travel Girl Magazine, as some of you know or most of you know, I'm a contributing writer to Travel Girl Magazine. This is something that's really exciting to me. It was one of my dreams that I've had since I was a little girl, and I'm a contributing writer now. And a couple of days ago, my new article came out in the summer 2009 issue. It's called Dating Guide. Well, on the cover you'll see it says Dating Guide for a Down Economy. And then my article is on page 52, and I'm sharing with you the upside of dating in a down economy because really, since the economy's bad, it's really such a great time to be finding a wonderful, wonderful partner and a partner who has a prosperity mindset. So you want to check out that article. It's a really good article. I surprise myself when I write because I go into like a different zone when I write. And it's really interesting stuff. And the topic is pretty popular, and I am offering a teleclass in a couple of weeks, which is called Choosing a Prosperity-Minded Partner. It's actually just for women, and it's a 2-hour teleclass. I'm giving a special price because it's my first time offering it. And we're going to be talking about, we'll be discussing, if you're currently dating somebody, whether he has a prosperous mind or not. I'm going to go through ways that you can tell. We'll maybe do a little review of exes, like the types of guys that you are attracting or you have been attracting, whether they're prosperous or not. And then how, in moving forward, how you can be attracting a prosperous partner. Because you really want somebody with this healthy, wealthy mindset, because the number one thing that couples discuss and fight about is their money issues. So you definitely want somebody with this happy mindset, this prosperous mindset, so that when money issues come up, that they last a shorter amount of time. You guys are able to work through stuff quicker, and it's not able to really destroy the love that's going on between you guys. So the teleclass is done through the phone. You could call in from anywhere, and to find information on that, go to loveguru.net. That's my website, loveguru.net, and click on Teacher, and you'll see a link for choosing a prosperity-minded partner. I'm on Facebook and Twitter. If you want to connect to me, my username is lovegurublair. And let's see, I think those are all my announcements for today before we get to the show, and I wanted to bring on our guest. So without further ado, I wanted to welcome Rob to the show. Welcome, Rob.
Hey, Blair. Thank you for having me on.
Hey, you're welcome. I'm excited that you're here. Thank you for sharing your story.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so, seriously, I am really happy that you are sharing your story because it takes a lot of courage to be sharing this because I know it's something it's unique about you, and it's not like you're the only cross-dresser out there. And I'm really happy to be bringing the awareness to, I don't know, the general public, we'll call it. I don't know what we'll call everybody else.
The general public, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's really cool. Okay, so let me tell everybody a little bit about you, then we'll kind of start. You're in your early 30s.
Yep.
You have been cross-dressing for
roughly 22 years. 22
years. Okay, so this started when you were maybe 10 or something?
Yep, 10
12?
or 11. Yep.
Yeah. And so, okay, so let's actually just start there. What happens? Obviously, you're not thinking. It just comes, very natural to you. But, do you remember the first couple times that you did it? What was going on?
I guess because when I was so young, it's just, it was just, I guess, a fascination, really, at the first time. And because I do have a sister, and so that kind of just, I guess, drew me there. And also, there was a TV show at the time with, the early 80s. And I was like, wow, that seems kind of cool. It was, I think the name was Bosom Buddies, if you remember that, Tom Hanks, I believe. And
yeah. Oh, wait, what happened? And he used to cross-dress?
Well, he was a guy working in the city and trying to find an apartment, but the only apartment available was for women only. So he had to dress as a woman to get the apartment close enough to work.
Oh.
So that's.
I think I remember that show. I think I used to watch that show. Okay.
So at that time, I was really wow. Even though I didn't notice how ugly he was, but I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. So I tried to do it, and I liked it, and then I started and I continued doing it, and it was kind of a weird sensation at first because I was like, wow, I'm a boy, and this is girl stuff. It's kind of confusing, but I knew I wasn't gay or anything because I didn't like boys, in that kind of way, I guess, and I was really kind of confused. Then, as a kid,
Wait. Hold on. I already have questions. 1 second here.
Go ahead.
So about the stuff that you said. So you put it on, and, first off, what did you put on?
Well, it was just pretty much I guess, women's underwear, so that kind of stuff, undergarments, really.
Really? Okay.
So.
And this stuff, does it turn you on?
I guess it turned, at first it turned me on. I guess you could say it was a sexual thing. But as a 10-year-old kid, it's kind of you have no idea what sexuality really is, and it's kind of just a curiosity, and just I guess a feeling, and just wow, that just kind of turned me on. But you didn't know why it turned you on. It just kind of turned you on. Because at 10 years old, you really don't understand sexuality and that kind of stuff.
Right, of course not. Okay.
So you're just kind of like surprised, like, wow, I'm excited. Why? I don't know. So at that time, I knew I wasn't attracted to boys because I wasn't. I had a normal childhood. I have, that kind of grew up really normal, 2-parent household, mom and dad, everything, and it was like that. So I really didn't have any sexual feelings, sexual attraction towards men. So I knew I wasn't gay. So, but
okay.
Go ahead.
So what happened, like, over the years now? So, like, you're doing this in secret, or, like, did your mom see your dad see you? Like, what was going on?
Okay, well, going forward, it's just like I just dressing in secret, called in the closet. So I just kept dressing in secret. I was hiding it from everyone. Like, literally everyone didn't know I was doing this at all. And it kind of just bombarded from there, or just kind of forwarded from there. And it's called purging. So when I got to my teenage years in high school, I still was doing it. And I had a normal teenagehood. I went to school, had a lot of friends. I wasn't the weird kid, that kind of thing. I wasn't the loner kid. So it's, like, really normal. I didn't have anything bad about me.
So what happened, like, when you're going through, like, let's say high school?
Yep.
Is this something that you're wearing, like, women's underwear under your regular clothes?
No, because there was also gym class, so I couldn't do it.
Right. Okay, that would be weird. Okay.
So yeah, but I did do it when on weekends, or when I was sick, or when I played sick, you can say. And like, I knew my parents were going out, so I just kind of started dabbling to that. So, and on weekends and when they're out. So that's how it got started in high school. And I just kept accumulating stuff. And then after high school graduation, I was still doing it in college, and I was still doing it. And I've been doing it ever since. And it's just you can't stop this. Go ahead.
Okay, but so this was like a private. This was always no one knew about it all these years, or did they?
No one knew about
it.
No one knew about it in my immediate family, and immediate friends didn't know about it. Like in high school, no one knew about it. I didn't tell anyone in high school. I didn't tell anyone in college. And the only people that knew were the community that I'm in. It's the trans community. They knew about me, so that's the only time I actually came out. When the internet came out.
And that was in college?
That was in college. That's when the internet came out, so around 1995, maybe.
Okay.
And after that, I've been dressing and just got really, I guess, good at it. I did have a girlfriend, a couple of them, but they didn't know at all.
So this was always a secret. So, all right, let's fast forward a little bit. The last relationship you were in was like 6 years ago, right?
Yeah, roughly 6 years ago.
Okay. Now this person was a woman.
Yep.
And this girl 6 years ago, did she know that you're a cross-dresser?
No, she didn't know to the extent I was, but I only dressed on Halloween. So other than that, she had no idea.
Wow. Okay. So really, no one that you've been intimate with, as far as women, has known.
Yeah. At the moment, yeah.
And when did it come out to your parents that you're, do your parents know?
They know now. They found out maybe about 3 years ago.
Okay.
I didn't tell them. My mom found stuff, and she asked me if these belong to me. I'm like, yeah, they're mine. I don't want to lie to my parents, so I just said, yeah, they're mine. And so I came out to them 3 years ago, along with my family, immediate family, so they all know. And recently I've been trying to tell, I guess, all my friends from high school and other stuff like that, so my other immediate friends.
What were your parents' reactions? Did they understand it, or do they understand it?
Being the, I guess, first generation, yeah, they understood it. They were pretty accepting, which is kind of surprising to me because they're first-generation immigrants.
Okay.
And that kind of, really shocked me a little bit. But, yeah, they understand, and they're willing to understand it and, I guess, cope with it. So, because I still work as a boy, and I still do my, I guess, brotherly stuff. So that hasn't stopped me. But like I said, the last relationship, no one knew. The girl didn't know. No one knew. She kind of, we've been dating for about maybe 3.5 years, almost 4 years, and she had no idea.
And did you want to be telling her? Because,
yeah,
I've always asked that question. You did, but
yeah,
why
did.
So why didn't you?
I guess because of the stigmata that this has. At the time, I was young at the time, so I was like I guess I was kind of scared, really, because revealing something that deep and that kind of hobby is a little bit kind of shocking to a lot of people, and they really don't understand, and that kind of makes things go south quickly. Because of so much.
So now, like, moving forward, because I can imagine how, like, painful that would be, that you're close with someone. The point of a relationship is to be vulnerable, to be open, to share who you are.
Yep.
And I can imagine how painful that would be, that you're sharing other stuff and you're having to hold back this secret.
Yeah.
So
what
is
it? I was an open book except for this part of my life. Everything else was pretty much an open book for me, so I had nothing else but this, I guess, secret. So that's the thing that's holding me back. And I've never told any girl before, and I think because I was scared. And moving forward, I'm now realizing that I should be upfront honest with people, even if they don't like it or not. At least they know ahead of time so they can make their own decisions.
So, I mean, this went from you, like, kind of doing this in private to now, like, now on the weekends you walk around as a woman, right?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Yep.
Well, like, how often would you say that you walk around as a female?
That depends on all the activities I do. I can probably do it almost every weekend, or 3 times a week, depending on what I need to do and who I need to see, because some people only know me as a girl. They don't know me as a boy. So.
And is that a secret then from those people that know you as a girl, that you're actually a guy?
No, actually, if they do know, they don't tell me and they don't care. So they just see me as one sex instead of the other. So it's not confusing. It's just an easier way of people seeing me. They've seen me as a girl only and only know me as a girl. I'd rather go out as a girl. But it's not like something I do every day, because I do work as a boy. I do work in an industry that I can do it as a girl. I can dress at work, but I choose not to, because I do like being a male, which is kind of surprising to some people, but sometimes it is.
Wait, so, okay, so, all right, I have a bunch of questions. So, number one, like, is it a thing that you want people to recognize you as a man with female style, we'll call it?
Okay, well, I would say, yeah, I want people to understand that I'm a guy, I'm a straight guy, that kind of just dabbles into this realm of femininity, you can say, and I can have the qualities of a female or attributes of a female. I can think like one if I need to, but it's just that it gives me an insider feel of women. That's why I can connect with women like pretty easily with no problems. I just can't find someone to date me because of this thing, but I can connect with someone really easily.
But like, what does it do for you now? Like, is it a totally? I think, okay, because my understanding, and then I want to hear your response. My understanding is, like, from what you were saying before, that this is like a sexual thing. Maybe yes, maybe no. Wait 1 second. So it turns you on, and if that's the case, then I'm wondering why you need to be going out in public. And not like I'm against it or whatever. I'm just kind of sharing thoughts. But, like, why you need to go out in public and doing that, because, like, I might like bondage, but I'm not going to go walk around with, like, cuffs around my hands or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So is it, like, 100% sexual, or, like, what does dressing up for a woman as a woman do for you?
Okay, good question, because when I was younger, like in my early 20s, it was at that point sexual, like from my 10-year-old to almost, I guess, through high school, is almost like a sexual thing. I grew out of that, and now it's just part of me. I don't really dress anymore to be a sexual thing for me anymore. It's past that now. It's now just a comfort or a feeling. When I need to feel like a girl, I can dress up or not. It's also more of a stress reliever now. Like when you get stressed, this is just another persona that I can present and just be who I want to be without being, I guess, Rob. I can be
like a
girl.
costume kind of, which sounds kind of fun then. Yeah, like I want a costume now.
Yeah, it's like a costume. It's like acting. You can say I act like a girl when I'm dressed as a girl. I act like a girl and I go out and I interact like a girl. Yeah. It's like acting is like another persona. It's a different mindset. It's a different perspective that I get from other people. Because I'm not, like, there's a lot of things about cross-dressing that I guess a lot of women don't understand because they think that it's like, you know, a manly man, like a linebacker or a quarterback in a dress, you know, like Barry Bonds in a dress or something or whoever. And that kind of, it's like a turn-off. And to me, yeah, that is a turn-off because they're so big. I'm not like a girly guy. I don't have girly attributes. Well, I don't act feminine, I don't act gay or anything, but I do look female if I do my makeup and everything else correctly. I do look like a girl, and no one would ever notice the difference.
And you like putting on makeup and everything like that? That's like fun for you, or like you wear like push-up bras, or like you pat it, like you do the full out?
Yeah, something like that I do. I do go to the extent that I can actually wear a bikini. I can wear a push-up. I can wear a low-cut T-shirt or a dress and show some cleavage, which I have none because I'm a boy, but I can make the illusion of I have them, yes.
And do you think that you look sexy when you dress up as a girl? Like, how do you think you look?
Sometimes I do. A lot of people that I know who know me as a girl think I look sexy, and they're all, some of them are women and some of them are guys, and some of them know and some of them don't know. So I do get a lot of responses that I do look pretty good. And if a guy was to approach you when you're dressed up as your female side, you would be like, no, I'm not into this. Or like have you ever messed around with a guy? Or like, again, does this go back into the whole, no, like you're not getting it, Blair? You know, that type of thing. No. As a cross-dresser, when I was, I guess, experimenting, you can say, with my sexuality in my early, late teens and early 20s in college, yeah, I've kissed a guy before. I'm not saying I haven't, so I'm not going to lie about it. But I'm not attracted to men, so that's the only difference. It's like you're attracted to men, and I'm not. I'm attracted to women, you know, and you're not. So it just, that kind of differences, I guess. But I have been approached by men. I have been asked out before. I have been proposed to before. I have been all the stuff that pretty much a normal girl would go through. I've pretty much almost done it.
But what do you mean proposed to? Like that would imply that you're dating a guy for a while.
No, that means the guy just proposed to me because I look good. It's on the.
Okay, so you're getting like cat calls on the street and everything.
Yeah, so like whistles, cat calls. He was just saying, "Ooh, I want to marry you because you look so hot." Blah blah. You know, all that really sexual men stuff that kind of turns me off. But yeah, I've been approached.
Hold on. So that turns you on when the guys are like, "Woo, sexy mama" type of thing.
Sometimes, I mean, it's just because I can attract people in that way, but it's not really like I'm attracted to men in that way. It's just, I guess, the attention you get. It's very it's very satisfying to get attention, which I understand from a woman's point of view. It's very satisfying actually.
Right. Okay.
But not like I said. Go ahead.
But you're not. What was the last thing you said?
Like I'm like, I don't want to be attracted to them. I don't want to be with them sexually. I don't want to be, you know, that kind of thing with them. So if it's platonic and it's just friendly, sure, I don't mind. But if it's getting into that sexual line, then I usually say no. And I usually tell them I'm a guy. And then they kind of get really confused.
So how would you explain the whole kissing a guy in your younger years? Like, how would you explain that?
How would I explain that? Well, explain it. I would say explaining that would be like experimenting with like how females kiss other girls at the bar when they're half drunk.
Okay.
Or like a frat party, like they're just kissing girls because they can. So I mean, like it's like that. When I do it, it's just like I'm not a guy though. I'm not a guy kissing a guy. I'm a guy dressed as a girl kissing a guy. So it's a different kind of like imagery, you can say. So if I was a guy kissing...
So you were playing more, like, were you kissing differently? Like, were you kissing like you think a girl kisses?
I guess. I have no idea how a girl kisses, so I have no idea.
Right, okay.
But yeah, I guess that you would say that when guys see me like that, they think I'm a girl and they just kind of pursue that imagery that I'm a girl and do all the guy things and all the flirting and all that stuff. Yeah, I've been through that before. But it doesn't really turn me on.
Okay. This is very interesting. We're actually going to go to a quick commercial break. When we get back, we are going to talk to Rob about his dating life, what it's like to have sex with him, and does he dress up while he's having sex, and things along those lines. So hang on while we go to a commercial. And actually, before we go to that, I'm going to start this new thing every week. This is the first week we're doing it. And I'm going to have a Love Guru question of the week. And this week the question is, and this is for the single people out there, if you are single, why are you still single? And I have a form on my website. If you go to loveguru.net and you click on radio host, on the bottom there, you're going to be able to answer this question, and I want to hear your answer. And listen, if it's a thing that you're going to say because I haven't met the right person, that is not a good answer to that question, and we need you to dig a little deeper and really think about why are you still single. So that is the question of this week, from this week to next Wednesday, why are you still single? And share your reason at loveguru.net. Click on radio host. On the bottom, you're going to see question of the week, and fill out your answer there. So hang on. We're going to go to a quick commercial. Then we'll be back with Rob and talking about his dating and sex life. So hang on there.
Do you feel frustrated by the dating scene? You go out to meet men but never seem to find what you're looking for. Today I'm here to tell you why that happens. Quite simply, it's because you haven't taken the steps to prepare yourself for love. See, all these years you've been dating what I like to call the old way. You search the internet, you go to bars, you ask friends to match you up, you go to singles events. And when you go out, you're always on the lookout because you never know when he's going to show up. But instead of Mr. Wonderful showing up, you end up wondering where he is. The Prepare Yourself for Love program is a natural, effortless way that brings the one to you rather than you're going out and looking for him. Get the Prepare Yourself for Love program now by going to www.loveguru.net. Get the Prepare Yourself for Love program at www.loveguru.net so you can finally attract the love you are looking for. When you've prepared yourself for love, relationships come to you. There's no effort or hard work required.
Do you hate small talk? Think it's boring, a waste of time, and goes nowhere? Most singles don't realize that small talk actually gives you a lot of information. It can be fun, easy, and a great screening process to know for sure if a guy is right for you. Introducing the Get a Date Success Package. Included are 3 powerful audios. Learn how to find a date in 5 minutes or less with someone you actually connect with. The program is quick and to the point. You'll be taken through 4 steps that will tell you, without a doubt, if a person you are talking to has the qualities you're looking for. No more wasting your time talking to losers. Say goodbye to dead-end conversations. The Get a Date Success Package also includes Getting Guys Flirting 101. You'll discover the power you have over men, not in a bad way, but in a way to get them to come over and talk to you. Once you tap into this power, you'll be a master at the dating game. You'll also get the audio Uncovering 2 Levels of Small Talk for Better Connections. See, most singles do small talk wrong, and that's why they hate it. Stop forcing the relationship. Stop forcing the connection when he's really not right for you. Learn what to say and how to say it, and you'll end up loving small talk. Get these 3 eye-opening audios that will transform the way you meet and pick up men. Go to www.loveguru.net/getadate.html. That's www.loveguru.net/getadate.html. Are you a negative person and tend to put yourself down? You say to yourself, you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough. Try harder, work harder. You know you should be confident and you want to love yourself, feel good, and be proud. But pretending to have high self-esteem just isn't working anymore. The Self-Confidence Giving It a Boost So You Can Get a Better Guy audios by Blair Allison, the Love Guru, will help you do just that. Self-confidence is learned. And since you've learned to have low self-esteem, you can also learn how to have high self-esteem. This is a must because low self-esteem affects all areas of your life. It affects your happiness with life or unhappiness. How many men are attracted to you or not attracted to you, the types of guys you date, and the types of guys you can realistically get. The Self-Confidence audios cover 3 powerful healing techniques that will heal your heart. After you've mastered the healing techniques, you'll be taken through over 10 everyday confidence boosters. And this makes boosting your confidence easy and fun. You'll learn how to retrain your mind. Boost your confidence and feel better about yourself today. Get confidence at www.loveguru.net. Once again, www.loveguru.net.
Hi, so we're back. Welcome back to Love Life Heart Confessions. This is Blair Allison, the Love Guru. And today we have a really interesting guest. His name is Rob, and he is a cross-dresser. He's in his early 30s and has been cross-dressing for more than half of his life. And we're talking about his love life today and the issues that he has in dating. Before I go back to Rob, I did want to tell you, if you are in New Jersey, I am teaching a workshop this Saturday in Lyndhurst, New Jersey at Mystical World. It's a spiritual location. It's a spiritual store. I'm teaching Prepare Yourself for Love, and that is my foundational workshop that teaches you all the skills, all the manifestation techniques that I use and that others use to attract love to them rather than going out. Because if you are doing the same old, going speed dating and to singles events and to looking online and blind dates and all this busy work of doing, and it's not working, helping find a partner for you, then try and learn how, then it's time to learn the spiritual way to attract the one. And that is what I am teaching on Saturday. So if you are local, then definitely join us. Information's on my website at loveguru.net. If you click on teacher, you'll find out the information. You could get your ticket there. And if you're not local, you could get the MP3, the downloads instantly on my website too. It's Prepare Yourself for Love. So with that said, we're going back to Rob. And Rob, I'm interested now to hear as far as actually before we go into your current dating life, I'm interested to hear what it is like as far as like hooking up with you. Because when you get intimate with your partner, is that a fantasy of yours, or is that how you would like it to be, that you're dressed up as a woman while you're hooking up, having sex?
Well, I've never done that before yet, so I have no idea. Would I like to do it? Sure. No, I haven't done that before.
Right, I know that, but is that what you would want it to be?
Maybe down the line if it gets stagnant, sure, why not? I mean, I'm not one of those kind of people that needs to dress constantly and all the time. Because I've been through that stage already. I'm now just who I am now. And so that being, having sex, dressed as a girl with another girl, yeah, it's good fantasy. I would like to do it, but I'm not saying we have to start off like that, no.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just thinking of so I mean, is this the thought, okay, So tell me, like, okay, let's talk about a little bit as far as, like, dating-wise now. Like, where are you looking for dates? Who are you looking to date? Like, are you looking to date is there such thing as a cross-dressing woman? There must be, right? Is it called something else?
Well,
I don't
that
know.
depends. Well, good question. That depends on how you define cross-dressing, because that word in itself is very vague. And, like, if a woman wears a pantsuit or jeans or pants, is that cross-dressing or not?
We usually call that, like, a butch woman, and she's usually gay.
No, I mean, like, let's say for yourself, if you're wearing, let's say, a pantsuit to work, is that cross-dressing?
No, but there are definitely some women out there that are, like, a little bit more butchier, like manly, even though they might be straight. So is that maybe
Well, I don't know.
Maybe that's a different show.
I don't know. That's difficult to say, because to me, cross-dressing would be a girl wearing pants that usually is intended for men, because pants were made for men, and women were never intended to wear pants, but they like it, so they wore it, so it was considered fashion for them, and it's not considered cross-dressing. But in terms, it actually is cross-dressing in that kind of way. If you're dressing in a suit to work in a business suit style, like a pantsuit, that's the same thing as a guy walking in with a suit.
Okay, but what type of woman are you looking for, though?
A kind of woman I'm looking for would be someone that's, I guess, close to my age, someone who understands or is willing to understand this process or this growth that I'm in or that I'm with right now, and to learn more about it and not be scared or intimidated by, like, the presence that I can bring or that I can't bring, because my girl mode can be very, I guess, overpowering sometimes.
Yeah, I wonder if you really step into your power. Like, my feeling from seeing you, learning about you, and this is just from afar, I feel like that is where you really access your power. Like, you could really feel powerful when you're in your female role. Would you say that's true?
I would say that's somewhat true, yes. That would be true, yes. I would say yes. Mm-hmm. For the most part, I do feel a bit more, I guess, confident, you can say, going out as a girl than as a guy sometimes. I don't know why, but I just do. So, I mean, but I don't need to go out as a girl, like, all the time. I'm very comfortable as a boy or as a guy, and I can, I have no problem being the guy, you can say. But I tend to dabble into the other side of the female side of myself, or the yin and yang kind of thing. So
yeah,
it's just like that kind of feeling. But like I said, a girl I'm kind of looking for has to understand that duality of myself, and that she can understand the ongoing process or the ongoing journey that is with me and my other persona.
So where are you, like, where do you look for dates? Like, do you go to, like, some kind of community club that is the, whatever all those symbols are, gay, lesbian, transgender, something, something, blah, blah, blah. Like, is that where you're going to look for dates, or, like?
No, actually, I don't go to those. I rarely frequent those areas or frequent those venues. Although I know about them, I just don't tend to go to them because it's not the kind of person I'm looking for. So I'm pretty much looking for a straight girl. You can say a straight girl, and that just understands. I mean, there are people that understand this side of people. It's just out there, and then I just got to find it. I don't really hang out at bars. I don't hang out in clubs or anything. I don't go to those places at all. Even as a guy, I don't even go to those places. So I just tend to be really because I work a lot, so I just tend to go to work and come home, and that's pretty much about it. And on weekends, when I'm a boy or a girl, I usually just go to places like my friends are, and I just talk to them, and that's pretty much about it. I really don't go out to the city because I don't really like to go to the city.
So what's the So tell me as far as like what's the problem, or like what are you going through your internal space? Like what issues are you having, and like what's going on?
I guess the issue is just because this side of me, either if I hide it, I can date, I can do whatever, and just hide this and not tell the person. And I can pretty much, if I really want to, I can probably go to the places like I want to go to, like the bars and clubs, which I don't want to, but I could go to. But I really don't want to find a person in that atmosphere, because that's not, to me, an ideal atmosphere to find someone that you want to be with for a very long time and then get a real relationship. So I really don't do that. I don't do the online dating sites either. I mean, I'm on them, but I really haven't gotten anything because, like I said, I'm very honest, and I really don't want to lie about myself. So I usually put my little tidbit of myself, of who I am, in my profile, and I get a couple hits, but not really like something substantial.
Have you dated anybody that you have, and I'm not talking about like it could just be even a first date. Have you had experiences that you've gone out with a girl and you have shared either before you went on the date or during the date that like, hey, I'm a cross-dresser?
I did have one. That was maybe.
And what was that like?
I had one, and when I dated her, I told her that on the first date when we met, I told her like I do have a hobby that is somewhat not normal, but I told her anyway, and she was surprised. We dated like I think a couple more times after that, and we kind of broke up, but it wasn't for the cross-dressing thing actually at all. It was something totally different. So she was pretty accepting.
So what is your game plan as far as like going into, because it's been a while since you've been in a relationship. It's like 6 years.
Yep.
And are you kind of closing up shop and like giving up hope with all this stuff, or I mean like what, because it, you know, after some time goes by, I mean, or have you been going through some growth over these 6 years? Because after a while that we're out of the dating game, and I'll just call it the dating game even though I don't look at it as a game, but when we're out of the scene for a while, there's something going on there. So what has been going on for the 6 years that you have kind of been out of a relationship?
Well, after she left me, of course, we always go through that grieving period. Mm-hmm. And my grieving period was pretty long. It's probably about a year and something almost for the grieving period. Because, like I said, we've dated for almost 4 years, and that's a long time.
Yeah.
And to me, that's a long time. I'm not sure how I feel, but to me, that's a long time. And,
it is a long time, yeah.
So my grieving period was probably about a year and something, a year and a half maybe, almost 2 years, I would say. So during that time, I was really, I guess, frustrated. Not with women, I just like frustrated with just that kind of thing. I mean, then I got into myself saying, is it because I am this way or that way? And that just kind of brought up the whole my dressing thing again in myself. And I just said, you know what, I guess, you know, I'm not going to worry about it anymore. I really stopped worrying about my grievances anymore, and I just started focusing on myself for the past 6 years. And that was me, like, I guess it's my girl persona that I kind of really developed more in the 6 years that I was out, and it gave me more of a sense of, I guess, appreciation and more sense of understanding and really who I really am instead of really pretending who I am. So I found that as my growth during the past, I guess, 4 years, and really coming to terms with this and really, I guess, telling everyone, like my parents, my family, my friends, and just seeing where it's going to go from there. And
okay.
So that's how my growth is.
You know, we're coming close to time here. We have maybe 15 minutes left of the show, and I like to, you know, what I started doing is the guests that come on, I like to be able to help you. You know, we have a short amount of time together, but I would like to be able to help you at least have some action steps or some mindset changes or something as far as moving forward. So and how can I help you with your situation right now, with what you're going through, and to help you get into a healthy relationship?
Well, I guess it's just like me and this just hurdle if I'm actually wanting to have a relationship with a woman now, or just going solo. Just going solo for the rest of my life. But in my mind, I know I want to be with a woman. Like, as I see my future, I really want to marry a girl. I want to marry someone, grow old, have a family, that kind of stuff, but still have this quality of myself and not lose this. And depending on which path I take, you can say, if I take the path of, should I say not to dress and totally shut this down, will I go crazy and not tell anyone? Because I can do that, but it probably can make me crazy. Or I go the other path, saying I will tell people and take my chances with what I can get. Or the third option would be to just go solo.
So what's your question for me? How can I help you?
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out in my mind how to proceed from here. I mean, like, my heart is pretty open. I mean, I really have nothing to hide anymore, because this is the biggest thing in my life. Other than that, I think I'm a great guy. I do all these guy things. I don't really act gay or act feminine at all. So, I don't know. It's either women are not really attracted to this, or they are, or something. So I'm trying to figure out that point in my life right now.
Okay.
I don't know how to question. I don't know how to put that in the questions, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as far as your different options, it's everybody has something that's unique or different or a quote secret about themselves. Everybody has something that is things that they have to get comfortable with about themselves. I mean, yours happens to be a little bit more obvious. Hey, I'm a cross-dresser. Somebody else, has something else that they're, maybe the person's a little bit needy or likes a lot of attention. Well, that person needs to come to terms with wanting a lot of attention or liking a lot of attention and being comfortable in their skin. So everybody has that side to them. Yours is just a little bit more, obvious, But just to realize that, like, yes, cross-dressing is a little bit different, but in the whole scheme of things, in the big picture of things, it really is not different from everybody's journey in love and really in loving themselves.
Right.
And the idea for you is, no, not to shut down, not to say, hey, love is not for me, let me go solo. Again, this is another issue that a lot of singles go through, the question that goes through their mind. But again, it's not shutting that down. That would be the cowardly way to go, and that is not what we're here on earth to do. You're here to grow and to learn and to become proud of yourself and to let yourself shine. So really the way to go about this is to develop your self-esteem and to really be more than okay with it, but really proud of who you are. And I think that you're on that path to getting there. I don't feel that you're there just yet, because what will happen is when you're really proud of who you are, you shine. It shines. It shows. You'll automatically attract women to you that really don't care that you have this other side to you. They'll think it's funny. They'll think it's fun. They'll think it's playful. And they'll really love it about you. But really, I think our first step is like when we're coming out of the closet. I know you're not gay, but we're just using it as like with anybody when they're kind of, quote, coming out of the closet of what they've been hiding. This is something, again, that I went through with my MaryBlair.com website. I came out of the closet not on purpose at all. Spirit did it for me of that, hey, I want to get married. That was something that was very private for me, that, women are taught since an early age of, like, you don't want to tell guys that because you don't want to scare guys away. Well, that was something that I was coming to terms with, that I wasn't confident about my desire and who I was.
Right.
So I was really thrown out there. So really the first step, I think, is, like, number one, then telling everybody. That's how I started. I was just telling everybody. Then I think the next phase is probably like, this is who I am, like, do you approve type of thing, you know, kind of seeing how people react. And then the third phase of like a truly enlightened person is that you don't give a shit. Pardon my French, but like,
yeah,
you don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd really like to see you move into that space of, this is who I am, and I feel like you're really close to it.
Yeah,
I feel
the same way too. As I said, I've been telling everyone pretty much on my Facebook and all my other stuff. I've been like, you know what? This is who I am. Accept me or not, I don't care. And that's.
Well, it's not. Let me stop you there for a minute, because it's not so much an accept me or not, because that's a little bit of a defensive stance. It's just kind of like being in that space, which is just a peaceful, proud, loving space of like, yeah, this is what I'm about. Not accept me or not, even though that might be like a little bit of the thought process, but that's a little bit of harshness, kind of like it's also a little bit of putting up a wall. It's a little bit of stopping energy if we're looking at it from an energy perspective, but just like, hey, this is who I am, and just to be all about it. And you know what, like something, I actually just got a vision in my head here, and I wonder if it would be fun or healing for you to maybe start doing some videos and putting them on YouTube and putting them on your Facebook and just kind of having fun with it, and maybe blogging about your journey of, again, quote, coming out of the closet. Again, we know you're not gay, but like, here is my journey of like really stepping in my power, because that's what I see for you coming up over, like, I feel like it's happening now. Like, I feel like we're in August now. I feel like by the end of August, I feel like you're really going to be good to go and like really, really shining. And I feel like once you really embrace who you are and that love for yourself and all sides of yourself, I feel like a relationship's going to follow like very shortly after.
Sounds good. But you know, you're on the right step, because I do have a blog, but it's not really about me. It's not like a diary blog. It's just my blog of my feelings towards my community and how other cross-dressers, just how women can, I guess, in that kind of way. And I do have videos on YouTube, but they're not like talking videos pretty much, but I do have videos on YouTube as well.
Good. Okay. Well,
but I know what you mean though. I know that you want me to see if I can start doing the vocal blogs, more of the video blogs, and just getting that part out. Sure, I can see that.
I think it would put you in a really happy place and a really shining place. Like, because I really see you stepping into this zone of being really owning it. I mean, all of us have something that we need to come to terms with, that we think that the opposite sex won't accept us. And I think that when no matter how scary it may be, or whatever fears come up of what people may think, when you truly step through that fear, you feel the fear, you do it anyway.
Right.
Then you really shine, and your whatever comments you get off of any of these outlets that you put your stuff up, the blog, the videos, who gives a crap? Because those are people who are not able to step through their fear. They're
right.
People who are playing it small, and I don't see that for you anymore. I think that you've kind of hidden your spirit for too long, and I think that it is really time for you to really own who you are, all your uniqueness, and really just go for it. And I think that those creative outlets would really help you. I know they will really help you.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. So on that note here, it looks like we have maybe 3-4 minutes left. Let me kind of just, what do I need to share with you? Do I have any announcements? I don't know. Tune in next week. We're going to be talking about single, lonely, and hating it. I'm going to be taking your calls. That is a 100% call-in show for an hour. I'm going to be with you guys. My website, come see me on my website, loveguru.net and datingtipsfordudes.com. And since, I am an intuitive heart healer, I do one-on-one private phone sessions. And if you would like a session with me, you can find out all the details and my rates on loveguru.net if you click on Heart Healer. Let's see, Rob. We have some callers on the line here. There's no way for me to communicate with you guys to see if you guys have a comment for Rob about the story here today, or if it's about your own life. I don't think I have time to answer one of your questions about your own love life. We'll bring it back to Rob. Rob, you have any follow-up questions for me, or any other thing that you'd like to share?
Not really, unless you have other questions. Just that never judge someone on their hobbies or their other side, the persona, the other spirits, because you never know what you're gonna get. Because I'm a really nice guy, and I'm not a weirdo. I'm not a freak. I'm not just some kind of person just walk off the streets. I'm educated, have a house, have a car, that kind of stuff. I'm just missing the family, the wife, the girlfriend, whatever part. So that's another side of me which I'm trying to get into now. So
right, and you know what? And I'm glad that you're this is a perfect, I think, teaching example here too, because even with, and I just want you, I want you to even listen back to this interview, because I think other things are going to kind of come to you when you're listening to it. But even in this, the last couple comments that you were saying too, still goes into that zone and that energy of here I am, this is who I am, and please accept me. And again, this is fine, because we all move through this. This is, everyone listening, this is not only, this is, to many people, this is a unique case that we're looking at, and some people are like, oh my God, this is such a spicy topic and all of that. Really, Rob is no different than any of us, because we all have these things going on that we need to come to terms with, that we need to really be truly loving ourselves.
Right.
And when we're going about saying oh, don't judge a book by its cover, or that, again, that's kind of falling into the zone of please accept me. And I'm just pointing this out because we're teaching on this show. That is that's what I share every week. This is not a gossipy show. This is a show that we're learning, and it's a healing space and whatever. And I just wanted to point that out to you. And again, listen to it on archives, as far as I have to watch my speech and see how I'm thinking that I'm trying to get people to come over to my side. Right. I'd like to see you stand in that space of really, this is who I am, right, and I love myself. That's it, end of story. Because that's how you become magnetic to people, and that's how you draw people to you, more friends, plus the love of your life, of just really standing in the space of who you are.
Right.
And I'm really happy that you shared, and I think it does take a tremendous amount of courage and strength, and I really appreciate that, and I do, and I love that about you, because there are plenty of people that have lots of things going on in their lives, and they are freaked out about coming on a show like this, and you did it. So that's something, that's something really, first off the bat, just to really be proud of yourself, and step one as loving yourself. And as a final tip, something else that had just come to me is I'd like to see you start a journal, and every evening write 5 things that you love about yourself, every evening. Not to analyze it, not to do whatever, but just to get into the habit of you're really going to start taking up this study of how do I love myself. Because again, the more that you love yourself, the more you're going to attract people who love you too. On that note, I need to wrap it up, close it up, and I wanted to thank everybody for joining us. Lots of love to you, Rob. And
thank you.
To everybody listening, until next week, I wish you the best in love, and I'll speak to you Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Love Life Heart Confessions with intuitive heart healer, the love guru, Blair Allison. Blair can be found on the web at loveguru.net and datingtipsfordudes.com. You can also connect with Blair on Facebook and Twitter. See you there.